Hey sweet loves, welcome back to my channel where I talk all about how to translate the human design language into everyday life. If that's something that is of interest to you, make sure you hit that little subscribe button and become a member of Authentic Souls Club so that you can live a life that feels authentic to you and feels a lot easier. Today we are talking about how to create a morning routine with this one fact in your human design chart that you can actually stick to because it's aligned to your energy. So if you're interested in creating a morning routine that is aligned to your energy, or you've really struggled with morning routines in the past, definitely keep watching this video because this is not going to be your cookie cutter bullshit like every other morning routine video online. Let's first talk about why a morning routine. Why is having a morning routine such a phenomenon and such a fad right now in the personal development world, in the spiritual world, in the even corporate world now? Like, why is there such a hype around having a morning routine? And truth be told, the simplest explanation I have for you, and the reason why I personally believe it's really important to have some kind of morning routine, and if the word routine is really triggering for you, find something else. That is literally what this channel is all about. This channel is not meant to put you in a box. It's not meant to put me in a box. It's literally here to help you find what works for you. Translate this language, translate these tips, tricks, tactics, routines, rhythms, whatever works for you. So if routine is like makes your skin kind of crawl, use a different word. But for me, I'm going to use morning routine. And the reason why I believe a morning routine is so important and so crucial is because we start the day on our terms. We're starting the day with what feels good for us. How can we fill our cups? How can we honor our boundaries? How can we set ourselves up for success? Whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are a 9-to-5 employee, whether you are a shift worker, whether you are a part-time worker, whether you are a student, whether you are a parent, whoever you are, whatever your life circumstance, starting the day on your terms, in your way, taking care of your energy is going to make such a difference in how you move throughout your day and what actually happens within your day. When we wake up and we are immediately thinking about everybody else and other people's priorities and not honoring our boundaries and not doing what feels good for us and not honoring our energy and taking care of our needs, then it's really hard to go throughout the day with a positive mindset, with an authentic energy, with an aligned spirit. So all in all, the whole reason why I believe we should all have some kind of morning routine, and here's the thing, I'm going to kind of like go a little ahead of myself here, but like a morning routine does not have to be this XYZ checklist. Your morning routine could literally just be no technology, sitting in front of a window, drinking a cup of coffee, enjoying yourself. That is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about this, I have to do 30 minutes of yoga, I have to meditate for 15 minutes, I have to do blah, 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 journal and all of this kind of stuff. If that works for you, great. If it doesn't, don't force yourself to do something that doesn't feel good to you. And this might be why routines might not have worked for you in the past before, because you're actually missing one really important fact in how you are creating your morning routine. And that's why you're having a really hard time sticking to a morning routine, because you're not actually aligning with how you were designed, how your brain works when it comes to creating a morning routine, or when it comes to creating anything. But for today, we're talking about the morning routine. So like I said, there might be one fact that you're actually missing, and it's how your brain is actually designed. Now, obviously, to create a really customized morning routine, I would need to see your entire chart because there's so many other facets of your design and how your energy works to really put into this. But for simplicity's sake, And because I'm speaking to the masses right now, we're going to focus on this one fact that I guarantee is going to make a difference in how you create your morning routine. So in human design, in your human design chart, there is this little arrow here. It's called one of the variables in human design. And this little arrow right here tells you whether you are a structured brain or a flowy brain. Pay attention to that, whether you are a structured brain or whether you are a flowy brain. So if your arrow here is pointing to the right and you are a flowy brain and you keep trying to force yourself into this checklist that you downloaded as a freebie online, or you read a book, or you watch somebody else's YouTube video going bam, 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 and they have this really structured morning routine and you're like, why the fuck doesn't this work for me? That's probably why. So for me, I am a structured brain, right? So it is a little bit ironic that I'm creating this video, but not really, because my whole purpose in this life is to help people find what works for them and to be really authentic within their energy. So even though I am a structured brain and I really love the checklist morning routine, I know that that doesn't work for everybody. So I'm not going to sit here preaching to you to create a checklist for yourself when I know that there are certain people out there that that's not going to resonate with. And maybe it will resonate with you because you want to be like that, because you're conditioned by society and the world to want to be like that, but it's not how you're designed, boo-boo. Right? You got to do what feels right for you. You got to do what you are designed to do. So if you have a flowy brain, you need a little bit more spontaneity in your morning routine. You need a little bit more flow. You need a little bit more grace. You need a little bit more space. Now, like I said, I am a structured brain. So comment down below if you want a video on my structured morning routine for my structured brain, and I can do that for you. So just comment that down below if that's something that you're interested in. If your arrow points to the left, you are a structured brain. You are just like me. So working in some kind of checklist or working in some kind of structured form is really beneficial. Now, I really like to kind of stay within these 3 buckets. I like to take care of my mental, I like to take care of my spiritual, and I like to take care of my physical. So my mental could be doing a gratitude practice. My spiritual could be doing a meditative practice. My physical could be taking my dog for a walk. Something in those buckets, that's kind of the general structured form I like to stay within. And I have this like checklist that I go down, and that's what works for me. Now, if your arrow points to the right and you are a flowy brain, you might need something more like a circle. So maybe you have something like this and you're like, okay, I could drink my coffee, I could go for a walk, I could do some yoga, I could, do my hair, I could listen to a podcast. So instead of having this like structured list, like a structured being, maybe you function a little bit more like this. Or again, maybe you also have your buckets, right? So you have your mental, you have your physical, and you have your spiritual. Maybe you have like 3 different options beneath all of these. So physical could be yoga, it could be going for a walk, it could be riding a bike, whatever. And then each morning you have the spontaneity, you have the flow, you have the choice to choose, okay, this is what I'm going to do today. So it's almost like a pick your adventure every single morning. Because here's the thing, my friends, human design is not meant to put you inside a box, and human design is not here to tell you what you can or can't do. So just because you have a flowy brain doesn't mean you can't have a morning routine, because that doesn't feel good for you, or you're impossible, or you are incapable of sticking to a morning routine. I also want you to give yourself permission to evolve. If a routine doesn't feel good for you anymore, or you're procrastinating it, or you're forcing yourself to do it, or you're like taking shortcuts or whatever, you're just like trying to make it work, it's not working for you anymore. So change it, right? Change your morning routine. To force yourself to do this morning routine because it's worked in the past, or whatever the reasoning or justification that you're trying to come up with is, it totally defeats the purpose, like I just said. And the reason why I believe a morning routine is so important and so crucial is because we start the day on our terms. So if you're forcing yourself to do something, you're not starting your day on your terms anymore. And I've said it once and I will say it again. all roads lead back to your authority. If your morning routine is not feeling good for you anymore, check in with your authority. And if you don't know what your authority is, I highly recommend going to check out this video here. This is all about how to know you're making the right decisions, because we all have an internal compass. And spoiler alert, the answer is not always go with your gut. So my sweet loves, if you want to create a morning routine using this one fact that you can actually stick to, go figure out how your brain is designed. Are you a structured brain or are you a flowy brain? And once you figure out that one fact, I can almost guarantee that you will be more inspired and more motivated and more dedicated to actually stick to your morning routine, because it's actually aligned to you and your energy and how you were designed. And if you want help to figure out whether you are a structured brain or you are a flowy brain, you can go download my free resource at the link in the description below, the free awareness manual that will literally walk you through step by step how to find your human design chart, how to find your authority, how to find your energy type, and so much more. And once you have your human design chart, you can take a look at that little arrow and see whether you are a structured brain or a flowy brain. Okay, my sweet loves, that's all I have for you today. I hope this was really beneficial for you. If you enjoyed this one fact and helping you create a morning routine that you can actually stick to, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps me know what kind of content you want. Remember to comment down below if you want to see what my structured morning routine looks like. And if you want to keep learning how to translate the human design language into everyday life, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next week. And if you want to create a give it a thumbs up and have a